Hey friends, welcome to Finlyn Media. In 1985, a Portuguese pregnant woman walks into a hospital with much difficulties. Everyone in the ward and hospital were questioning her if she came to check about her baby's health and if she was alright. But the answer she gave puts everyone under a massive shock. She actually says, "No doctor, I'm here to abort this baby." The doctors began to question the reason, as in why she's up for such a decision. Isn't she married? And so on. Then she replies with tears, "No, I already have 3 kids, where I'm not even able to provide food for them to survive. Even though I work as a cook in a house, forget about me and my husband. I even don't have money to feed my 3 kids. Even though my husband was a good man, his alcohol addiction spoils him every evening. In this situation, I don't want this 4th kid to come into this world where it will become a punishment given to him, and I cannot do this to my own child. I cannot even feed my 3 kids, where this baby coming into our family will be a huge mistake committed by me. So please abort this kid." The hospital doctors, church fathers, and even her husband started to convince her that they could manage this baby with some sort of support and not to worry about it. They finally managed to brainwash her not to abort this baby. Afterwards, Cristiano Ronaldo was born to this family, which was already struggling in poverty to feed themselves. Fast forward, after 36 years, this baby was in a press conference where there were 2 Coke bottles on his table. All this baby did was to move them aside and tell not to drink Coke, where water is healthy. This caused hundreds of years old, well-established Coca-Cola company's valuation to drop by $4 billion. Yes, you heard me right. $4 billion loss just like that. All this because of the baby saying to drink water, not Coke. Where this small 2 seconds incident has caused a massive loss to the world's most famous beverage company. And this is Cristiano Ronaldo for you. You might have seen many motivational videos which would motivate you. But this video about Cristiano Ronaldo's life story will make you amazed about what sort of a human being is he. From a point of having nothing, where everyone will have problems only after being born. But for him, from a situation of being a problem to be born itself, become a player to be called as the greatest footballer in the world is inspirational. In this video, we will be looking at how this highest goal scorer in the history of football grew to his stardom from nothing. What he did after being a footballer is something known by everyone, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Instead, in this video, I will be talking about the inspirational part of his life's transformation and struggles he had in his life before football. Before we look further, if you're watching my video for the first time, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications. Let's continue on to the video. Let's have a look from the beginning of his life. This person, Cristiano Ronaldo, was born on 5th February 1985 in Portugal. If you look at the place he was born, it was a place where most less fortunate people lived. He was born to parents who had 3 kids already. His father was such a person where he would do any job he got, may it be gardening, cleaning the rooms in the football clubs, or any work where he could earn money. He was working on a daily wage. His mother was working as a cook, where she used to hope that she would get some remaining food from there, where she could feed her kids with that food, so that she could use that money to buy some other essentials for her kids, rather than spending it on food. After she was convinced by many people, including her husband, she gives birth to her 4th kid. Cristiano Ronaldo was born to the world. Even though her husband promised not to drink after convincing her to have the baby, he never ever stopped it in his lifetime. After this baby was born, still the poverty continued. This family was already struggling to feed the 3 kids. With the 4th one, it became much worse, where life was miserable. Cristiano Ronaldo and his two sisters and one brother, where all of them lived in one room. There were no privacy at all, where father, mother, and the four kids, all of them lived in that congested single room. This kid, who was struggling with his life, only had one happiness, that is to kick whatever he sees. It could be a bottle or a bottle cap. Anything he saw, he would enjoy playing by kicking it. You could say that football was the most famous sport in Portugal. Being born in a football crazed country, only dream he had was to play football. Due to this, he used to kick anything he saw. It could be a fallen fruit or anything. He enjoyed kicking them. During this time, his father got a job in a nearby football club, where he was working as a ball boy. His job was to throw back the ball which went outside. During this period, Ronaldo had a chance to join his father, where he had the opportunity to look at the actual football for the very first time in his life. He fell in love with the ball at the very first sight. Yes, love at first sight is not something only between a boy or a girl. It could also occur with something related to your passion. After he touched the ball for the first time, as a young kid, the likeness to play football arose in him. At this point, he decided that his life goal is to become a footballer. At a time where he did not even have a shoe, he used to play football daily with his friends. He knew that after playing in the evenings, if he returns home, there will be no food in his house. So he would play with his friends till 11 p.m., where he would go to a nearby McDonald's and knock the back door. A girl who works there would give him 2 burgers daily. As time went by, he got opportunities to play for small teams in the neighborhood, where whoever saw his gameplay was amazed. How come a 9-year-old kid is able to play so well? He was thin young kid, where everyone said that even though he has the skills, he is not suitable for football. How would a usual 9-year-old kid react? Probably cry. But Cristiano Ronaldo started hitting the school gym to increase his fitness. From that day, he had ensured that he would never ever stop it. A 10-year-old kid was a perfect footballer. He had toned muscle body with extraordinary football skills, where he ended up being a school hero. At that time, an incident occurred. One of his teachers insulted him by scolding in front of other students, asking him why he is with football always. Is it going to feed him in the future? And better to focus on studies. What do you think young Ronaldo would have done? If it was an ordinary kid, he would have cried or complained to his parents that the teacher insulted him. But Ronaldo does something else. He picks up the chair which he was sitting on and throws it onto the teacher. Yes, he did this when he was 10 years old. Later, when the principal questioned him, he answered that the teacher insulted him and the sport football which he loved the most. The principal ended up suspending him. When he returned home, his mother was forced to make a decision on Ronaldo's future, if she is going to let him continue his education or football. She had only one option to choose from, where Ronaldo preferred playing, which was backed up by his mother. She had nothing in the family. Even the next meal was unsure. Even in that situation, she allowed Ronaldo to play, asking him to chase his dreams. She invested all the money she had at that time to buy a pair of boots for him. Ronaldo started playing for his local teams, and with his great performances, he gets an opportunity to represent a football club. Afterwards, for training, he had to travel many places. How could he handle this? Wouldn't a 12-year-old miss his parents? From birth, his mother was God for him, and his father was his hero. When he left his family, he missed his home, even it was a congested place. He missed his family and friends. Even when he was entering the massive stadiums which he dreamt of, he used to cry missing his friends and family in sorrow. Managers of the club ended up sending him back home since he was always sad. When he returned home, his father motivated him, saying, "We will always be there for you, but the only way you could make us happy is by returning to the game." He returns back to the club, where he started to play the game extremely well. At this point, he gets to know that he has some health issues with his heart. His heartbeat was much higher than an ordinary human being. If he plays football, it could even end up causing a threat to his life. When his mom asked the doctors what could be done, she was told that the only way out is to go for a surgery. Just imagine a 12-year-old kid going for a surgery and not sure if he could still continue to play after it. However, due to the passion Ronaldo had, his parents supported him by spending all the money they had for the surgery. After the surgery, he started playing where he reached the stardom. This Portugal football club player's name started to become so famous. His gameplay videos were played in the foreign clubs, who amazingly watched and learned from his talent. He started to reach the heights slowly with his talent. He was known as the future of Portugal football. He started playing for other football clubs too. At this point, a tragedy came into his life. His alcoholic father dies. His cause of death was due to alcohol. His mother was also diagnosed with breast cancer. A boy who lost his hero and his god having breast cancer. How would you imagine a boy in this situation to react? How broken and lonely should he feel? But he took all this positively to motivate himself. His mother was admitted to a hospital which had no facility for breast cancer. Somehow, the doctors managed to cure his mom. Afterwards, Ronaldo ended up giving millions of dollars as a donation to the hospital to improve cancer facility, so that every patient would have an opportunity to survive. We all know that slowly Ronaldo reached the heights, where he is known as one of the greatest footballer ever. But did you know that the so-called Ronaldo had such a painful life history? Another interesting thing about Ronaldo is that when you see any celebrities or sportsmen, you would notice some great tattoos on their body to portray themselves well-groomed to the general public. But have you ever seen a single tattoo on Ronaldo's body? As you might already know, if someone has tattoo in their body, he or she will not be able to donate blood for next 6 months. But Ronaldo never wanted to miss his regular blood donation, which prevented him from having tattoos. And also, did you know that he has never ever tasted a sip of alcohol? This was due to a self-promise he had taken after seeing his father's struggles of being an alcoholic. Can you say you are the greatest? If you say so, people would call you a boaster. But first, you need to believe in yourself, that you are the greatest. Then you could make the world believe that you are the greatest. He always says that you have to believe in yourself. If you are in a situation where you are going through tough times and thinking if you couldn't succeed in your life, think again. Did your parents ever thought about aborting you before you were born? You were not in such a poverty, right? Is your heart functioning well? Everyone's life has problems, but most of us will not have it to the extent like Ronaldo. But we find excuses to put our dreams off. Please make a promise to yourself today. No matter what problem comes in your life, you will never ever stop chasing your dreams. Be the hardest fighter and the worker. All the very best. Hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe this channel and hit the bell button in order to be notified as soon as I post a video. Thanks for watching and see you till next time.